Hi, everybody. Welcome to Real Moms of Real Estate. We're going to go today on a little pregnancy journey. We're going on a journey.
Yeah.
Not
You don't
in
want
a
to
journal.
see my
You could
pregnancy journal.
Yeah.
Dark,
scary place.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I totally did not do that.
I look back now that I'm having my second. I'm like, I should have written more because I'm like, because pregnancy the first time was like a fever dream. And I'm sure it'll be again this time. But like when you're in it, you are really you're all in it. You're like, oh yeah, I remember. But I think
I think
the
that's
female
how the
mind,
universe
as soon as-
assures that
Yes.
more babies come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
We don't
forget it.
remember
Yeah, like,
anything.
Immediately
Right.
forget.
yeah.
It's funny. My sister gifted me a pregnancy journal the first time, and I actually did keep it pretty well
cool.
throughout, like maybe missed some of the prompts or whatever. But what's funny is like the second kid never gets the same, you know
No
what I mean?
way.
Like I think I did a way better job documenting the first time.
Yeah.
I think that kind of makes sense, though. And that just does never change. I mean, like, my second kid is just like on easy street. You know what I mean? It's like her sister had all the. I mean, it's true. It's like, I'm not going to do that. And what do? I do exactly that.
Well, the first
Anyway.
kid like absorbed probably all of your anxious like thoughts and feelings of like a new mother. The second one's just like, yeah, you're gonna be
Good.
fine. Eat the
Good.
mulch.
Did you die?
Eat the
Good.
mulch. You're
Yeah,
okay.
fine.
You're
Yeah, you're fine. Well, it's not unlike how, your body feels. So, like, did you guys feel different? I know you just have the one little nugget.
Yeah.
But did you feel different with the second?
I feel the same this pregnancy that I did with my first. The heartburn, the insomnia, the nausea, all that's kind of the same. I really haven't noticed too much of a difference between the pregnancies. So I've been like very lucky, I've been very healthy, feel good other than like the normal symptoms.
Right.
But yeah,
Do you guys find out what you're having?
we have it in an envelope at home,
Okay.
but
How can you not open
We-
that?
I know, right?
I don't think we didn't find out with our first son, and it was
No.
so fun to find out.
You
And
didn't
so
find out at all?
no,
Oh.
and then
we didn't find out
this
either.
one I was.
How do you do that?
Not
I was
me.
having like should we find out because they're only going to be 16 months apart? So then I was like stressing like should I be more prepared if it's a girl or so I was like let's just put it in an envelope and then if we have the wild hair to find out then like we'll have it. But we just
Haven't
no.
felt the urge.
Every now and then we'll look at each other and we're like should we just open it?
Wait, did
And
you
then I
guys
say no.
Yes, every time.
Yes.
yes.
I paid
know.
to know like
as early as
significantly
possible.
earlier
Yeah.
than most people. Yeah.
It's
I
one or the
had to
other.
know.
Like I feel like people, the response that you just had, it's so funny when you tell people like we don't know, and they're like, "What?"
It's hopefully a baby.
Yeah.
Right. Is what we're going for. Human baby.
Human one.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Especially with like the first two being boys, I was like, I need to know if I'm having a girl.
Yeah.
For
I
the
actually
third,
agree
right.
with
you
that.
know?
I think if I had a third, I would want to know.
Yeah.
The first one, it was like kind of nice because we just did gender neutral everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, whatever we have is great, and then that will roll through.
Right.
But I think I would need to know if I need to like adjust the mentality for a girl after having two boys.
Yeah.
I think I would need some prep time, and I also would need some prep time for three boys. So
Yeah.
Yes, you would.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother story.
Says Katie with
exactly.
with
Three
conviction and
I
expertise.
love the three boys.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the reason I asked if you find out is because I wonder if you said you're feeling the same, and I did too. And everyone always does those like, what are they called? Like mother's
Wives'
tale, wives'
tales.
tales. Yeah. And none of those were true for me. Like the Chinese calendar stuff wasn't right. Like the symptoms weren't right. But I just think that this is the way I am pregnant.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like boy or girl. It's
That's
like
just how your
right.
body reacts.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear like if you have one of each, if it's totally different or you feel the same. I'll be interested to see.
Well, I'll let you know in October, hopefully like early October.
I can't believe how quick it's coming up.
I can't either.
The
I-
Teens Day.
Panicked. Like I panicked the other day because one, they're gonna be 16 months apart, which like I'm like when they're 4 and 5, it's gonna be awesome.
Or not, but okay.
I mean, they'll be more. They'll play with each other more, or you know what I mean. They'll be a little bit more self-sufficient. I'm like, just between now and the like next 4 years, we're just gonna be this like
Yeah,
you know,
it's full on.
nose to the grindstone, which is fine. Like we'll make it through. Other people do it, so like we can
Yeah.
do it too.
Others have gone before you.
Yeah, and they still do it. So what was I saying?
Yeah, I don't know. You're pregnant.
You panicked. You said you panicked.
Oh, I panicked. Yes, because I looked. Somebody was posting about online. They're like 100 days till my baby comes, and I was like, she's due after me.
Oh no.
Oh.
And then I looked and I looked again today and it's only like 73 days. And
Oh,
I was
wow.
like,
Those are gonna
okay,
click right
that's
by.
getting
Clickety
really
click click.
soon.
Pitter patter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And with summer wrapping up and stuff, I just feel like the fall just is always like a blur because then
Yeah.
you're just preparing for the holidays and stuff. So it's just a mess.
That's
but-
crazy.
What do you think about like leading up to, since we're talking about that? I thought it was really strange. Like I had a great birth experience the first time, and I felt like the second time, like this is going to be a piece of cake. I know what to expect. You know, the first time it's just like all the TV you've seen, all the like weird mom stories of like everyone they know dying and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I'm going to be like a pro. I got so nervous the second time. Like leading up to, I was just like, oh my God, like I can't really remember like
Right.
what we talked about, exactly what it feels like. So that was freaking me out. Like a contraction's just going to come and I'm going to be like, oh my God, this is what it's like. Right.
Right.
Which is kind of what happened. But yeah, I was way more nervous the second time. And then once I was in it, really in it, I was like, oh, I got this, you know, and also just like get this thing out of me.
Right.
Right. Right.
I'm ready. But yeah, I was way more nervous. How about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I was nervous about my water broke with Jackson, so I was like, I don't know what to really expect, like with contractions. So that made me a little anxious. I'm like, is this really happening, or you know, like,
Is it
what-
really go time or am
Yeah,
I
exactly.
being dramatic? Yeah.
Like it was very clear
I go do
with
some laundry?
Jackson that it was go time, you know.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being induced with Cam, anyways. So it was,
Yeah.
kinda
Different.
nervous. Yeah, just different. Yeah.
I didn't know until I went into labor that not everybody's water broke.
Mm.
So that's a fun little thing that
Mhm.
you like see it in the movies.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
walking down the street and all of a sudden it's like, oh, time to have baby.
Mhm.
Yeah,
nope.
no.
Yeah.
When they told me that, I was like, oh my God, this is all a lie.
Yeah.
You guys are liars.
That's funny.
And I had a different experience where my water did break, and I knew that that didn't always happen, but then I didn't go into active labor. So it's like my water broke, and I was like, okay, what now? I don't feel anything, you know? And I went to sleep. I called and checked in with like the midwives, and they were like, if you can sleep, sleep, because you're going to have like a big
Sleep
Yeah.
there, sleep
couple
when
of
you get
days coming
here.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they only let you wait so long after
Right.
the water break. So the next day we went and checked ourselves in. I still wasn't in labor. I walked around the hospital like pacing, like doing squats and lunges,
squats.
trying to like,
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
And then eventually it happened. But yeah, that was really weird. Like my water broke, and then I was just like, what now?
Now what? Yeah.
That's funny.
I think we went and brewed a pot of coffee because I was like, I think we're heading to the hospital soon. Like,
I think time to
I just
energize up.
Probably shouldn't have done that,
Yeah.
but
That's funny.
we did.
We stopped, like, I went into labor, but my water didn't break naturally. So I'm hoping that that happens again, but, can't control anything. So, but then we stopped on the way to the hospital to get food.
Yeah.
And because they were like,
it's gonna be a while.
they were like, you should eat. Everybody I've talked to were like, you have to eat before you get to the hospital. Cause like once they start, and I had like an epidural and they ended up putting me on Pitocin and stuff like that to speed things up. But they said like once you had those things that you can't eat, just like in case you need to have a C-section or something like that. So I was like, I'm going to eat now. And then I got to the hospital and they're like, when's the last time you ate? And I was like, 30 minutes ago, like proud of myself. And they're like, well, you probably can't have the epidural now for like 5 or 6 more hours because you just ate.
You're like,
No.
That is
And I like
so
immediately, I
mean.
feel like the blood rushed out of my face because at that point, like I think I was like 2 or 3 centimeters dilated and it's not comfortable.
Not awesomely
No,
comfortable.
It's not,
Mhm.
yeah, something I would, deal with every day. But I was like, oh my gosh, 5 or 6 more hours, I'm going to get to be like a 7 or an 8. And then I'm going to be just like, it was fine. I ended up like telling her, be like, I think I have my hours wrong. Pregnancy brains. Excited. And then they gave it to me.
So funny.
Because I was like, I can't do this
Yeah.
anymore. I lasted like a couple more
Yeah.
hours and I was like,
Yeah. No.
So
Tapping
kudos
out.
to you for going all natural because I'm
Wow.
gonna walk into the hospital this time and be like,
Immediately.
get Roy in here.
Yep.
get Roy in here.
Yeah, it's really
Bring him
funny.
on in.
Both of my sisters were in the room with me for my first delivery, and they were like, talking through the process, and you get my cheerleaders, like, you're amazing, you can do this. And then afterward, I guess they walked out to like tell the family, that he was here, and they were like, she's amazing, that was awesome. Never gonna do that. Not a chance I'm doing it that way. I will get an epidural immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
Yeah.
There was like a student nurse or something when I was giving birth. They were like, "Hey, we have a student. Do you care if she's in here?" And by that point, everyone you feel like has seen it
Yeah.
down there. So you're like, "Who's one more?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
Come
There's
on
no
in.
dignity.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all.
Bring it on, sister. But I looked at my husband afterward. I was like, that poor girl is never gonna give birth. She is traumatized. She's done. Like, she's never gonna want to do this. And he was like, yeah, that was rough.
Maybe you just saved her a few years though, so she's give her a few
Right,
years this time before she
That's
comes
funny.
back.
That's funny.
I was like definitely the movie birther where I was like, and everyone's
That's
like,
funny.
geez,
It's really
Louise."
funny how you don't know who you're going to be in that
No.
setting. That was one of the things I journaled about and thought about before. Like, you don't know if you're going to be the person who's like crazy throwing things at your husband or screaming at the nurses, or
Like
if you're just.
silent.
I like internalize. I'm very much like I go to another place. It's like yoga breathing and like don't talk to me unless it's necessary.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I wasn't screaming, but I'd love to see a video of that, Kylie.
Yeah. And I like thought it would be a good idea while I was like in labor. I was like, I'm gonna put some makeup on, like look kind of cute. No. 2 hours into pushing, I'm like, give me a fucking makeup wipe. My mascara's burning my eyes. And my husband's just like, oh my gosh.
He's like scared. Yeah, like backs away.
Backs away. Slow. Yeah. That's very
And it's
funny.
just like, looking back, could I have been nicer? Maybe.
Well, no, you're fine.
That's right.
They
No
don't
one else is
understand.
delivering that baby
Yeah.
but you.
Mm-mm.
How did you guys feel like up to delivery? Like, did you feel pretty good, like up to, or was anybody like stuck on bed rest or anything like that?
I was super lucky not to. I feel great.
Yeah,
Like
that's nice.
after the first trimester,
Mhm.
second and third, we could
Yeah.
crush it all day. I mean,
Yeah,
other than
that's
the
so
normal
nice.
stuff. But
I never had any like restless leg or anything like that. So like I was sleeping okay with like a lot of pillows.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest complaint would be the peeing. Like I was peeing literally, it felt like every 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the last week, like I would sit down to pee and then I'd be like, I don't know if I can stand up. Like the
Yeah.
baby is going, like it's right there.
Yeah.
I
They're
felt like that
little
forever.
peas. Like they're full peas every time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
what are you doing in there?
Yeah.
No, I mean, people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I've had 3 really easy, amazing pregnancies.
That's
Like,
so nice.
I mean,
That's
aside,
nice.
like you guys said, aside from like your typical discomfort from
Yeah.
being larger,
Mm-hmm.
but then like towards the end, did any of you guys have, I don't know what the technical medical term is, but lightning crotch?
Oh
Did
my
anybody-
god!
I never got the lightning crotch, but I've read about it and
okay.
I'm not scared. But I was
Weird.
nervous.
I still get that randomly, and I'll just be
really?
sitting here minding my business, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, and my husband will say lightning butt, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, that's it.
That was like the most uncomfortable thing towards the very end.
Ugh.
I
Like,
will
was
say.
that
It's
third
like,
trimester, like
Yes.
very
It's like-
end?
Like
Yeah.
pressure and nerve
It's like
based
the baby's head is like
pushing.
pushing to head, like hitting a nerve, and it like literally shoots up your whole body.
Oh dear.
my
it's
gosh.
like
It
rough.
makes you like jump, literally like physically jump. Like I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it.
I remember like walking lots with my parents, and I was like, I'm very, very pregnant, and I was like having that, and I'm like, baby might just like fall out here.
Yep.
Yeah. New construction.
Number 3, and I'm like, who knows? I mean,
See,
you know.
that's one of
Funny.
the things I forgot about. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Until like
That's one way to sell a house.
Yeah.
I actually had my baby here on this lot.
Right here in this mud room.
fun
very
fact.
special
That's
home
very
that
funny.
you have.
lots
Yeah.
of memories here.
Yeah.
That's very funny. I do remember like showing houses and just being huge. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And like and getting into the car like back first, then the legs so that you could it was just awful.
Yep.
Yeah. We had a bunch of relocation buyers that year for whatever reason. And there we were.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
3 of us in the front seat. You know, it was-
Yeah.
I kind of liked it because everyone tells you to keep moving. you know?
Yeah.
So I was like just scheduling everything I could. and
Yeah.
Still, but then you would have that thought like, what if this happens here?
yeah.
Right. It does get to a certain
Like, what are
point
my
where, like,
steps for getting to the right place?
Yeah.
Your water could.
What is our
break.
safety plan?
Yeah.
For me, it felt like I was trying to pack everything into this like ultimate doom before this doomsday
Mhm.
timeline like went off. So like you didn't have a lot of those like last couple of days of like just sitting here, just relaxing. It was like we
Yeah,
were
no.
moving and grooving.
Yeah,
we
that's
were
not a thing, I don't think.
no.
No.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea because the worst stretch of pregnancy is the wait. The very end when it just feels like a century.
Yeah.
Like
This is
when is
never
this going to happen?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be back.
Yeah. Yeah. That was rough. With Amelia, she was born right after 9/11. So, and I think she was due on the 11th and she was born on the 17th. And I remember sitting in my house watching this going, I can't believe that I am this pregnant and this is going on. You know what I mean? I was like, what have I done? It
What am
was
I
the
bringing-
worst feeling ever. So like that, like when I was at the hospital, I was like, that's all that was on TV. It was weird. I was, bull.
That is
Happy coverage.
It was
bringing
awful.
a new life into
Yeah.
the
I'm
world.
like,
Yeah.
what have I done? This poor child is, it's crazy.
She turned
If it
out all
makes
right.
you feel any
fine.
better, I think we're all there.
She's fine.
Now.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like the where were you when X happened?
Mhm.
Do you remember like any like news type stuff that was happening when you were in the hospital? I just like a few things just came to me that like everyone was buzzing about while I was in labor. It's funny to think about everyone else's experience, they're
Right.
just in their normal state.
Yeah, right.
And all these things are happening. Like my dog got lost. My brother was like pet sitting for us and
Oh,
he
I
got
would've
lost
killed him.
and they were all talking
Yeah.
to each other like, do we need to call someone, like
Right.
and it ended up being like fireworks. He got scared and
Aw.
hid under a car for like an hour.
Aw.
But like I remember that in the background and I was like, nope, tuning that out.
Yep.
Can't.
Can't think about that right
I'd be
now.
like, I'm leaving the hospital right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna go find my
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh, that was weird.
I think this pregnancy, like, I feel really good during pregnancy, other than like, the normal fun things that come along with it. I'm more relaxed this pregnancy, but I'm more stressed about after birth
Hmm.
than I was the first time, because now I'm going to be incorporating another little
Yeah.
being into our already, chaos.
Busy hive.
Yeah. So I'm more anxious about how we're going to operate day to day. One baby, I'm like, oh, I could do that again, no problem.
Right.
But now I'm going to have to take care of another one. I think that's where my worry is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to have the nursery set up. I don't have to have like, that's their clothes are washed. It's fine. But I'm like, oh, how's the new one going to handle the older brother?
Right.
Or how's the older brother
Older
going to
brother
handle the
gonna-
new
yeah.
one? Yeah,
Exactly. Yep.
So
I like weirdly often think about like sometimes I like took my last child-free nap and like I didn't even appreciate it. I didn't even soak it in like I should have.
that's so
Right?
funny.
Oh man, yeah.
There was a time where I could turn on the TV to whatever I wanted before 9:00.
Yep.
Crazy. That even transfers forward though. Like I would say the same thing about having one kid.
Yeah.
Like I look back now that I have two and I'm like, man, that was easy. We
Yeah.
just took him everywhere. When
Right.
he was sleeping, I could take the optional nap or like get things done. And now it's totally different with two. So
yeah, I'm starting to
Because you
think like,
lose
oh,
that now.
trip to the store just with him, super easy, pop him in the cart where it just beep up. And now I'm like, how am I gonna
Yeah, it
the
becomes
cart,
epic.
I have to bring the cart to the car, put him in the car, strap. I'm like, oh, it's just gonna we're just gonna have to split man to man coverage for a while, I think.
Yeah.
I saw this dad at Whole Foods the other day, and kudos to him. He had a little tiny baby, and then he had like maybe a 3-year-old that was like pulling him back to the car. This guy was so haggard looking. New baby. He's got the new baby, and like the 3 or 4-year-old just like holding his hand with both hands, like doing the sit down in the
Yeah.
parking lot. And I was like, I wanted to help, but I'm like, I'm going to make him feel worse. I'm just going to avert my eyes and walk back to my car and send him a little sympathy love because I just felt so bad. I was like, oh, dude. My
the
palms-
moms at home just
yeah, she like
absolutely
needed a minute. She
exhausted.
was like, just go to the
get out.
grocery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take
just
them.
go. Yeah.
All of them.
It was-
my
it
palms
was
are sweating
funny.
right now because this is my life like 3 days a week.
I get
I
it.
lived that last night at Whole Foods.
Okay.
I turned around and my toddler took off with the cart and like was like ramming it into someone's leg.
Was the baby in the
The
cart?
baby's in the car.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, sorry.
Yeah. No, it is a thing. And then you're fine.
And then
And then they have a driver's license. before you know it.
I was like, and then
So-
one day you're not worried about it and they're fine. So I know it'll all be like a season, but it'll be
Yeah. Get it.
a fun season.
Totally get the anticipation. Yeah. Pregnancy was a fun thing.
No more kidless naps
No.
unless I send them away.
Next 18 years.
Yeah.
Do you ever meet folks that say, I loved being pregnant? Like,
Ew,
did any of you
yes.
guys love being pregnant? Like
Absolutely.
I think
not.
some people feel different, like good, like in a good way. You know what I mean? I mean, I was
My mother-in-law loved it.
Really?
Like she'll literally talk about like how much she loved being pregnant, and I'm like, girl, you tricked me into this.
That's so. I just think that's fascinating. I wonder what that is. That you know what I mean? Like I wonder what.
I would say I loved it. Like the ability to do it, just being like so amazed with my body and
Yeah.
the feeling of it, and like being able to like feel a butt, feel
Yeah.
a foot. Like there were just things that blew my mind.
Yeah, super cool.
But I also like I want the finite timeline on it. Like I wouldn't want to stay in that state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think knowing that it's a short period of time and it's a season of life,
Yeah.
and that I had the ability to do it, I loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's
That's
really
a
I
good
love
way to
how
look
nice
at it.
everyone was to me all the time.
If you want to
Random
see,
strangers,
Yeah.
like smiles
Like,
and
"Oh,
like, you know, like,
yeah,
I like
that's
that.
funny. That's
I was a little
interesting.
happier.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
have
Cool.
them and sit next to those people on a plane, and it's a different look.
Yes, very true.
That's awesome.
I don't
It's all good.
hate it, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love the outcome of having the baby.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's for sure worth it, but I don't say like, I love it. Because like your body is totally changing. You have no control over anything
It's
that's
on revolt.
growing, stretching, all that fun stuff. And that part is harder for me. Because I'm like, my pants that I wore, they don't fit.
Yeah.
Like, like that kind of mentally kind of messes with you. And you, even though you're like, they shouldn't fit.
Right.
Because you're growing a human. Like,
Yeah.
come on, think it. But
yeah.
it's still just like a mental barrier that you're like, that's not normal.
Right.
It's definitely like a hostile takeover.
Yeah,
It's a total hostile takeover.
for sure.
Yeah,
real.
and then afterward, you hate all of those clothes. Like even when you get back to them, you're like, I don't know if you guys had that, but I was like, I need to get rid of everything I own for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, it's like my pre-pregnancy style or self didn't match for some reason.
Yeah, you like
That's so
looked at
interesting.
stuff like, oh, could never wear that now.
Yeah,
But why?
I don't know.
That's so interesting. I never thought that's really cool though.
I'm gonna have to pull that trick.
Yeah,
I
just hate it.
I hate my clothes. Yeah. He would not buy it. He'd be like, just suck it up.
My body's just so different now.
Yeah.
I
And
can't.
it does
style is
change.
not for me.
It does change,
does.
It
but
does,
and it takes
for
a while for it to get back, and it's never back.
Yep.
No.
No, it is
So-
never the same.
No.
I remember being so confused. Like, I weigh the same weight as I did, but I just don't look, it does not
Yeah.
look the same anymore.
Yep. It's crazy.
Not good.
I think maternity clothes are a total thing because a lot of them are ugly. They're really expensive, and I feel like that's a thing with our work. Like what was comfortable for me wasn't necessarily like professional. So trying to find something that was like still like work appropriate, cute,
Right.
within my maternity limits. So,
Yeah.
that was weird.
You don't want to feel like some of the maternity clothes. You just feel so frumpy. Like at
Oh,
the
you
circus
feel so,
tent, and you're
like-
I feel
yeah.
bigger wearing this shirt than I actually am.
Right.
And it's about feeling better in your own body. So
Yeah.
dresses.
Yeah.
Dresses.
I did invest in some like more expensive, like a handful of like nicer things that I was like, I feel really good.
Good.
Yeah.
in this. So I kind
Yeah.
of like still felt like myself
Yeah.
a little bit. But
Like a good pair of maternity jeans or
yeah,
something like that. You
yeah,
actually feel like,
exactly. And you're gonna wear them a lot. So
Right.
It's like worth it.
oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
That is expensive stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like Old Navy did not exist, or if they did, they didn't have maternity clothes. You know what I mean? Like it was like I remember thinking, I cannot believe I'm spending so much money for something I'm going to wear for like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I just ah.
Then
But-
it's impossable to sell. I tried to sell
Yeah.
all of mine after the fact, and no one would buy it, even though I spent all this money. I'm like, okay, it's being
Well,
donated.
Yep.
So just get out of my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I bet the consignment section of maternity clothes are really lightly worn. That's probably good
Probably.
advice. Like, go
Yeah.
pick that stuff up.
Yeah.
It's actually
I have to go shopping.
a good,
Yeah.
yeah.
I also got most of mine, like, I would say maybe a few pieces not, but from Facebook Marketplace, because I was like, I am not spending $50 on leggings that I can't
Yeah.
wear for more than 9 months. And I got some good deals on there, and they were
That's
all
awesome.
very lightly used.
That's awesome. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, we all made it, and you're going again, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got tricked into growing another one. Maybe if we have a third, he will actually carry that one. We've talked about it. Hopefully,
See if
modern
science- see if
medicine.
science catches up by then.
Modern
Good
medicine will
compromise.
hopefully catch up one day.
It's all
That'd
good.
be so cool.
Good
They
stuff.
could never.
All right. So there we are on our pregnancy journal journey.
Cheers to pregnancy.
Yes.
Cheers.
Not it.
Not it for a long time.
All right. See you guys later.
See ya.